Sangha Doji Shajara Zonro, Shinjamazo, Dujo Bonjamba, Soja Lumbo, Davara Jibek, Shukja Jarbe Jadongo Zonzo, Dorjan Janja de Lona Rodan, Mabamala Jija Gamboba, Pamodra Javandukong, Kajulama Nanja Da Jonje, Dananda Zera Danja, Lama Labala Jesus. Losan Yondin Janzo Ngalawan, Dendri Dunjan Rebekele Zor, Dinjan Zavala Maja Gozon Doja Zelanda, Dage Jala Bene, Dage Demba, Dansun Jaja, Don Jajan Bondra, Brazin Jala Zor, Dinjan Zavala Maja Dagalo, Chuzan Dora Zinjala Zor, Chilam Dondra Zinjala Landra Zabrazan Yellow Zuzan, Driba Yuzan Yellow Yellow. Good morning, everybody. First, today I would like to say a little bit about this Dharma introduce. For me, basically, I was grow up in this tradition of Buddhism in Tibet. Also, I got some opportunity to study Buddhism, so that is my good karma. Especially I have this opportunity to teach Buddha Dharma. That is also, I think, is a good opportunity. The reason is, of course, I am not special practitioner and a special scholar, and of course, I am not special. I am an ordinary person, but often I say that, I mention it that, I say that my life is also impermanent. That's where one day I will die. After died, then I have a hope with only one object. That is Dharma. That is Buddhism, Buddha Dharma. So only Buddha Dharma can help me during that time. If I have lots of money, if I have a lot of power, or kind of strong power, or if I have lots of friends, if I have lots of things, they help me with this life. But after died, then only Dharma help me. That's I can say confidently to your Dharma brothers and sisters, and also is tell me by myself. So that's where I say this, it's to listen the Dharma teaching and teaching the Dharma and practice Dharma in order to all of the activities of Dharma is benefit for next life. So that's where I'm so happy. But from my side, the Dharma practice is not only for next life too. Because the Dharma practice help a lot this life. Honestly tell no, I don't have that much or attachment about the worldly activities. That means I don't try to make special by myself, but I think it's possible it will grow. Right now I am pretty new. Perhaps these reasons. No, I don't have that much kind of the attachment with worldly activities. But of course, I have attachment. I have angry emotion and lots of afflictive emotions. But for example, when I give teach, or if I teach, then I will be famous. I don't have tell no. I don't have that much in my mind. Of course, I'm an ordinary person, so it's slowly will grow, maybe, right? It's possible. But fortunately, through these motivations, till now, my English skill is it's baby, very low. But when I offer teach, during that time, I little bit can take good motivations, Dharma brothers and sisters. I clearly, if from my teachings, if they, in order to myself, I have no power, I have nothing special, but I teach Dharma, so may Dharma help you, especially who are new practitioners, or of course older practitioners, either. So it's depend with your wisdom. Then you can pick up some Dharma knowledge and Dharma experience. Whether if I made some mistakes, from there you can learn. So that's why we are going through this way till now. And then also till now I offer to teach to different sanghas. I deeply appreciate, I rejoice all the, I met wonderful sanghas, great practitioners, great scholars. That is my also good karma. I'm really happy. This is so through this way, the how to say, I think I have a good opportunity to kind of these opportunities, and then you all you are also similar. Our life has limited, so one day we change our body, so that is same. For example, outside, externally, 4 elements, they are changed, right? For example, yesterday and today weather change. Last week and this week also changing, and then spring season change in summer, summer change into fall, fall change into winter, winter come back again in spring season. So that is we call the impermanent. And for me, I cut my hair and then it's grow, cut here, grow. So that is impermanent. I was very first came in this world. Whether I cannot drink tea and I cannot do anything, but then slowly grow. So that is, everything's impermanent. Impermanent means not always negatives, but nature of impermanent is changing. So that's where our practitioners really need to know that. Just understand it's a wonderful, but it's still not enough. It's often we knock the door of the mind. Oh, impermanent. So impermanent, remember impermanent is really a great benefit because it helps to efforts Dharma. And also sometimes we get some different situations. That moment, for example, if we get some bad situations, this is a great advice. Oh, it's impermanent, it's possible. That's where it's not too much effect in the mind. And then also due to the remember impermanent, then we come more trust with karma. Because we automatically we remember next life. Or next life, then this life is like a cause of next life. The next life, we hope we become Buddha. That's number one. Number two is Bodhisattva. Number third is we become Buddhist. Number four is may we rebirth human life. So that's where these thinkings are also comes from practice the impermanent. Otherwise, I know we don't think permanent because we have wisdom. That's where we don't think, oh, season is permanent. We do not think like that, right? Also, we don't think like, for example, house. Even our body is not permanent. It is not permanent. We all know. But due to the familiar with with this life, that's where there are lots of paradox. When we are babies, we were babies, that moment we have no that much attachment. Because we can cry if we are not thirsty and hungry and not cold and not sick maybe, then we are just sleeping, stay happily in the small baby like a nest. We stay there, right? But since that and then become teenager, adults, and they get old, the life is become like a sun with this west mountain. The sun started to rise up the east mountain. Since that time, it's getting close and close the sun towards sunset. Similar, since we are rebirth in this world. Since that time, we're getting close to past the next life. But paradox means we are baby. That moment I already told you, same like that. Then teenager, parents say you have to study, you have to go to school, you want to be businessman, you need to be something like that. That still not that much. Then slowly grow, then have more attachment. Attachment means it's grasping. So, but life is go. Then the age is over the 50, age is over the 60, but still have more prepared to sit longer here. Is it paradox or not? It is, right? So we really do like that. In the ancient masters, Masters means the practitioners. They stay in the cave, mountain cave, and afternoon they drink tea. Evening they drink tea. After the tea bowl, tea cup, they turn back. That means they say, "Oh, I'm not sure tomorrow I wake up again or not, because my life is impermanent." That means entirely they are in impermanent practice on impermanence. So that's where we are. If we fall over grasping, then something like that. Okay, so now I a little bit go back, a little bit introduce in Buddhism. So Buddhism is, everybody know, I think, Buddha, right? Buddha Shakyamuni, who created Buddhism. And then 2,600 years ago, he passed away in this world. And then after in India, there are four different schools. And then among them, basically there are two classifications, Mahayana and Theravada, the two. So we are Mahayana practitioners. So Mahayana, this tradition is basically come from India, the Nalinda tradition. The Nalinda, there are many scholars. Also, this tradition is came from the Mahasiddhis, great Mahasiddhis of the India Dharma practitioners, from the India Mahasiddhis. For example, you already heard Saraha, Telopa, Naropa, and Guru Pema Sambhava. They all the India Mahasiddhis, Indian Mahasiddhis. So through this way, around the 7th century, around the 8th century, flourished in Tibet. So since that time till now, Buddhism growing, and around the world, of course, and also in Tibet there was such a great practitioners. For example, Milarepa, Yogi Milarepa, with one life, one body, he became Buddha. So like that. And in Tibet also there are basically 4 different schools or classifications. These are the Nyima tradition, Nyima lineage, sometimes someone called Nyima lineage, and then Kaju lineage, and then Gelu lineage and Saja lineage. There are 4 different lineages. Basically, their teaching is same, but the way of the teaching is different. The skill is different. Also, basically, same practice, but the way of the practice is a little different. So now we are the Kaju. This tradition is our lineage is Kajupa. So Kajupa, the lineage is with the Vajradhara, the Telopa, Naropa, and then Marpa is great translator of Tibetan. So then Marpa, then Milarepa, and then the Gampopa, and then slowly there are many branches. So Kaju lineage is like that. And then how do we follow Buddhism? Also, I a little bit, some of you already know, but some of you maybe knew about that. If you want to become or you want to participate in Buddhism, then, if you want to be Buddhist, you want to take a refuge vow. There are 3 refuges. The refuge Buddha and Dharma. Dharma means Buddha's teaching. and then Sangha. Sangha means the Dharma brothers and sisters. So these trees are our refuge. Then why we call refuge, and who is the real our refuge? Buddha is real our refuge. And then how we follow, because he's teaching of Dharma. We follow the Dharma. We follow Dharma. Then Dharma teach us how to practice that. That's where Dharma is second refuge. And then Sangha. Sangha is then help. For example, right now we are share Dharma, talk Dharma. That means help each others. So these three are the refuge. We in English call the three jewels. So you take this vow, and basically basically means one important thing is when you take that refuge vow, you need to commitment. This commitment is you say, oh, if I can help other people and other life and other kind of environment, if I can help them, I do it. If I cannot help them, I don't want to disturb to them. So this is your commitment. Since you become Buddhist, you stop to act violence, right? You have to practice non-violence. So that is then how to take refuge vow. And then you, since after you take that refuge vow from the Guru, for example, here Gachin Rinpoche gave a refuge vow. That moment you get the name, spiritual name, and you can commitment with him, and then he bless you, similar like that. And then after you become, since that time you become Sangha. And then your main practice is bodhicitta. We call it bodhicitta. The bodhicitta means the artistic love. Artistic love. We all need to love. Love to other people. Love to other beings. So that is in the daily our responsibilities. And then there are two in the Mahayana. I already said we are Mahayana tradition practitioners. So the Mahayana has two different classifications. The Mahayana, we call the Mahayana again, and then Vajrayana. So most of us actually right now practice Vajrayana. The Jain Mahayana tradition, actually both the Vajrayana also need that. Then if you follow, you need to take a bodhicitta vow of bodhicitta. And then you can also be the monks and nuns. And also then in the, especially the Vajrayana tradition, we have a special vow. That is we call samaya. It is so special. It has a special power. If we take this vow, then we are special. But we want to be be careful with that. That means this is very powerful. If we do wrong things, they have more chance. So that is the grossly how about the Buddhism and how to follow. Maybe you understand. If you are not clear, you can ask me. Then the main thing of the Buddhism is the not that much deal external things, not that much deal outside. Main things inside. The mind, motivation is principle. We have to change motivation. The motivation is, for example, the middle of the way. Our motivation is the middle of the way, and due to the grasping, afflictive emotions, they lead us in samsara. And bodhicitta, motivation of bodhicitta, motivation of compassion, motivation of the motivation is the meditation and Dharma teaching and Dharma listening. Those activities lead us nirvana. So right now we are exactly the middle way. So where we go, we have freedom. In Buddhist view or version of view, the human life is special. That means we have special wisdom. We have special wisdom, but we have no special power. For example, elephant and human being, elephant is more strong. If you try to competition with the elephant, nobody cannot challenge elephant, the power of his physical, right? But human wisdom, we can challenge them. That's why some elephant is become like a horse because of our wisdom. And for example, tigers, and they have special skills to jump, like a monkey. We have no that power. We have no the kind of this skill, right? But due to the our wisdom, we can catch them, we can control them. So that's where human being has a special wisdom. And birds can fly in the sky, but human cannot. But due to the human wisdom, we can make an airplane. Maybe we have more chance than there, right? If we fly in the sky, in the airplane, if we need ice, we need cooler, we use cooler. We need warm, we can't. They don't have choice that. And through the eyes, the version of eyes, some vulture, right? Eagles or vulture, they have more power than us. Our eyes has not that much of strong version to see the objects and the colors, especially far away. Some vulture, they see meat from far away. So through this way, some part of physical powers and skills, they have more than us, but our wisdom is smart. Birds can fly in the sky. Tigers can jump in on the rocks, or monkeys can play in the branch of trees. Fish can fly in the ocean. But they not notice what is the next life. So our human being notice that. Among the human being, the Buddhists notice that. That means I do not discriminate between the Buddhist and the non-Buddhist, and human being and other animals. I do not discriminate, but I tell just nature. How about their nature? So that means we need to use our wisdom. For what? If we use our wisdom for kill others, that is tigers, leopards, fox, everybody they use. Lion in South Africa, every time they kill. Then the cows or something, some of them go to the riverside, then crocodile they eat. They go in the mountainside, lion and leopard they eat. So to kill others is they can do, we can do, but we don't want to do that physically. But speech, some birds have a special melody sound. We say we human beings have some of that, but that is not only for how to say, not for the next life. There is not benefit for next life. So, in order to, we need to change our mind, our motivation. Just simply, if I try to introduce on the, just we change our way of thinking. How we really need to think others are very important. If others are we think others are important, then first, if we do not change our motivation, we cannot help them. For example, if my mind has no motivate to drive my car, if I just sit on there next wheel, right, and my feet on the gas pedal, right, and I already used the key in there, but if my mind has no, how to say, kind of motivate to drive, if I stay in the car maybe 1 year or 2 years, car doesn't go. Similar, it's the same. If we do not change our motivation, then only this physical does not work. So that's where first we change the motivation. Then especially we have to the motivation of help others. Help others has two ways. Actually, there are many different many ways to help, but there are special 2 ways. One is, first, we need aspiration. This aspiration is, oh, may these people, for example, if we think people, then these people always good health, good wealth, good practice. Does it also help others? And then second is, if someone really getting seriously sick, someone really getting hungry, and someone really they are cold, then give some food and money and water, like that. So this is the 2 way to help. So if we try to help this 2 way, especially if we give something, if we don't have motivation, we cannot give that. So that's where first we motivate and then we give. And first one, for example, may they be happy, may they be healthy, wealthy, and they get a great opportunity to practice Dharma practice. those motivation, many people confused with those motivations. It is really help to them or not. It has really benefit to them or not. Many people has these questions. But this, of course, they can ask on their questions, but this is a special way to help others in Buddha Dharma. That motivation we call bodhicitta. And through this way, how, for example, if we think for others, that moment the egoistic mind or grasping, self-grasping, automatically like a block, automatically close. If we close grasping, then our motivation is for welfare other beings. That is bodhicitta. So Buddha's path is bodhicitta. We say, for example, if we are ready to become Buddha tomorrow, then today, where is Buddha's stage? I have to go there. If we say that, someone say, you drive this Parkinson's road, Chino and Prescott. If you search, we cannot find that. And then we rent the airplane, helicopter, right? We find in the sky, we cannot find it. Maybe we think that is maybe in the temple, because it's Buddha's stage. We come here to sit these chairs or there, but still not Buddha's stage, right? Then where is Buddha's stage is, when you have this question, then you turn inside. In my mind. What is that? That is bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is a way to go to the Buddha's stage. Why? Because there are thousands of Buddhas. They all go way of the bodhicitta. Then they reached. Then they achieved the Buddhahood. Then they achieved the Buddhahood. They become Buddha. So bodhicitta is kind of this. If you already have experience on there, then of course you wake up. Absolutely that. But you don't have experience about that. Still, it's very possible you have many questions. The questions, of course, you have freedom. You can ask by yourself, and you can make questions by yourself, and you can ask with Dharma brothers and sisters. But if sometimes you research by another ways, is this Buddha's stage, is this Buddha's stage. If you research another ways, then you cannot find, not that, not this, not those. Then that means then bodhicitta is the way of the Buddha. That tells you bodhicitta is the way of the Buddha. For example, if I need to go outside of this door, but I do not accept this door is go out from this temple. Then I try to go these different directions. There is no doors, then I'm sure a door is there. Especially if I am blind, if I cannot see, I already noticed I'm in this temple. And then I search where is the doors, this side, that side, this side. There is no doors, then I'm sure door is over there. Similar like that. Sometimes you figure out by this way. Sometimes due to your ask questions with guru, and then you can understand. Sometimes due to your own practice, you understand. So in order to, the bodhicitta is the way of the Buddha. Then it's possible you think, oh, if bodhicitta is the way of the Buddha, isn't tolerance, generosity, and rule, concentration, diligent, for example, 6 perfections, aren't they way of Buddhas to achieve Buddha? If you have this thinking like that right now, for example, yeah, of course they are, but you need to mixed with bodhicitta. If you generous to someone, even though you generous to Dharma teaching, that is also we need to mix bodhicitta. That's where the Gampopa says, if you don't know how to practice very well, don't know means if you did a wrong practice, that is cause of the low realms. In order to this is cause of a bad karma. So that means, for example, I am stay here. I teach to you, that moment in my mind, oh, if I teach, then people say, oh, he is a very good teacher. Or people say, oh, he is skillful. Or if I expect about this, then you have no problem. Myself, I made bad karma by myself. So when I teach, if I teach only 1 minute, or if I teach 1 hour, or if I teach 1 day, that moment I need to change my motivation into bodhicitta. What I say, may this get benefit to you. I need this motivation. So similar, when I generous something to others, that moment I need good motivation. That is called bodhicitta. Then I mixed generosity and bodhicitta. So that's where then generosity is way of the achieve Buddha stage. And then I keep rules, for example. Monks, nuns, and also Vajrayana, already I told you, have a great rules. Most people think, oh, they are monk, they are nun, only they have rules and regulations. We are open, we are free. Many people think like that. The samaya is like a strong, how to say, like a the stream. You do this, you don't do that, like that. It's really, that's why I told it's pretty serious. So that's why we all have this vow and samaya. So these are, we need to mix with bodhicitta. Otherwise, for example, monks, they don't keep wife, right? And then in many of dogs here, they not let their keep female dogs, for example. Female dogs, they're not allowed to keep a male dog. Are they monk or not? They are not monk, they are not nun, right? Because people made that. People keep female dog, and then they not let contact with the male dog. They always keep in the house. So similar, if monks rules, just to make rules, not allowed to keep wife. Or nuns, they say, you not allowed keep husband. Just keep like that, and then they think, oh, I don't like to keep it, but my father, my mother, my guru, just think like that. Then this is so hard to say it's a way of the Buddha, honestly. But if you keep only 1 day, or if you keep this rule for 1 year, or if you keep this for one whole life, you try to mix bodhicitta that. or I keep rule, this is for others. This is for others. Always we do that. That's why we call it Mahayana practitioner. Mahayana means great vehicle. That means what we act, what we say, what we think, always for others. That's why we call it Maha. Maha means great, right? And then tolerance. Be patient, be patient. We often, all the masters say that it is also, of course, we need that. It is also if I be angry with that person, it's bad effects her mind and his mind. That's where I want to be patient. If we have this motivation, that is we called bodhicitta, or bodhicitta mixed with patience. Then this is the way of the Buddha. Otherwise, one person use harsh words, it's do not repeat. Not only that, if I scold to cow, then cow has don't understand the language, right? For example, right now I use harsh words to you by Tibetan language. You don't understand. But that means we don't call you patient, right? If I use harsh words in English, suddenly you understand, and then if you be patient, if I be angry with him, it's bad effect his mind. So it's okay. I'm calm down. That is smart patience. Also, you use for example, Spanish, right? Spanish language, use some bad words to me. I don't know. That means I don't be patient with you. But you use some English, maybe I understand. That moment, if I can be patient, then I am really the good practitioner. So then I can mix with bodhicitta. And then meditation. There are many sweet words by the Yogi Malayapas. If your meditation cannot mix with the bodhicitta, only meditation as, I cannot say no benefit, but some animals stay in the cave. Malayapas says that. Some animals stay in the cave for year by year. Are they great meditator or not? They are not. That I don't guess. I don't judge about that. Malayapas says that. So when you meditate, when you start to meditate, at the same time you think, this is for benefit of others. Other mother sentient beings keep more love. Mother sentient beings, you motivate like that, it has a special power. You can purely love to others, and through this way you can practice. If you meditate shamatha 1 minute, or you meditate vipassana, or you meditate any kind of meditations, you do in retreat for 3 days, or 1 day, or half day, or half hours, that moment you mix with bodhicitta. Mix means early morning you meditate bodhicitta, rest after then you do continuously meditate that. Meditate your own, do your own practice. All of these practice are mixed with bodhicitta. Bodhicitta has that power. For example, sun rise in the morning, and then there are clothing, dark clothes, or some white clothes, or yellow clothes. It's covered, but still we have light here. Same like that, morning you motivate bodhicitta, and then after whole day, your Dharma practices are combined with bodhicitta. So it's like bodhicitta is like a sun, like the sun, right? And then wisdom. In the Panja Paramita, 6 paramitas, the wisdom is like a king. We say it's a king. But if you do not combine with the bodhicitta, then wisdom is just clever. How to make a sweet sentence when I teach. Just my words, just this really comes from brain, my brain. But then it has no benefit to you, it has no benefit for me. Especially it has no benefit to myself. You maybe you use your spiritual wisdom and then you pick up some benefit from me. It's very possible. But myself, sure, if I do not combine with bodhicitta, then my wisdom is just in order to, it's there's no good examples, but it's almost useless. So that's where the Buddhism, especially the Mahayana tradition, Vajrayana tradition, either we combine with the bodhicitta, and then every practices are become cause of our Buddha. We say future Buddha. Future is not always longer, right? With this life. And then during the Vajrayana tradition, for example, we visualize Yidam deities. We say in our body has many Yidam deities, pure lines. And Yidam deities is the seed of Yidam deities. Our body is in order to not ordinary body. Our body is Yidam deities body. Our mind is Yidam deities wisdom. So that's where we visualize Yidam deities in front or from the inside or outside, wherever we visualize. We need to combine with bodhicitta. If we combine with bodhicitta, then this Yidam deity has power. Yidam deity has, the power is for the benefit of this world, benefit of our life, benefit of our future Buddha. If we have, let me use this, zero bodhicitta, only practice Yidam deity is not good, honestly. Perhaps you heard that. Some practitioners has no bodhicitta, then they practice only Yidam deity. Now after they get some serious result. So we need to know sometimes. We always say good. Then sometimes we need to know some other things, right? That's very important way of the practice. But right now, we have no worry about that because we have a great spiritual guru. For example, Garchen Rinpoche is full of the bodhicitta. So we have this blessing, we have this, in order to, we are growing with him, right? We are practicing with him, for example. And then there are many masters, they are really bodhisattvas. That's why we have, you don't want to regret about your practice. And you don't worry. And I feel no doubt about you. Your practice has no worry. It's already you received the bodhicitta vow. You already received the, you already practice bodhicitta. That's where the power of this bodhicitta. So every your practice are wonderful. But in the future, we also be careful with those. Whenever we practice before, that's where all the sadhana, all the Dhamma teaching is first lane or second lane, there are the instruction on bodhicitta. The reason is that. So that's where we do that. If we become bodhisattvas, bodhisattva means not only compassionate, great compassionate. So we become like that, then we are, in order to Buddhist to become like a medicine of this world. So whenever, if you go to the airport, you see different people, you communicate with the different people, that moment you take first you take good motivation, and second you help them, right? And then when you are doing retreat, if you, for example, you're doing a retreat, solid retreat by yourself, that moment it's not always yourself, especially the vision or view of the Vajrayana, and your body has thousands of lives. They are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' life. So they all together practice with you. That's why then their favorite thing is bodhicitta. Our favorite thing is what? For example, this modern century, our favorite thing is maybe internet. If we don't have internet, maybe we say, wow, hard, right? It's good. It's good. For example, right now that this meditation is through internet, right? These small things has special power. That is internet. So means like that, and then we have we need to know maybe before that this weekend or before this weekend or this weekend, last weekend, maybe I thought same like that. Today I a little bit love to share about that. We are the Vajrayana practitioners in order to. We all Vajrayana practitioners. We have this great karma. Still we are going to practice on there. The Vajrayana tradition, Buddha already taught the Vajrayana tradition has great benefit in the future, especially degeneration times. So we don't want to be scared to practice Vajrayana tradition. And just simply we take practice on the bodhicitta. So that is, perhaps we think that is so hard to practice on bodhicitta. Perhaps that is not that much hard. Just think this for other beings. And this is emphasizedly, I told you, this main reason is perhaps you already have this understanding. Perhaps means, of course, you already have this level of realizations. You already understood about these things. But sometimes I tell often like that, it makes help me too, myself. So the Dharma has this benefit. We do help others. We help others, even though sometimes we cannot help others physically, and mentally we have enthusiasm to help others. That has a lot of benefit on self. And then when you practice on the bodhicitta and the motivate for others, that makes sometimes it's automatically you get some pleasure, happiness, joy, feeling of joy in your mind. Sometimes you can make it. For example, today the 1 hour I can help others. Or today 5 minutes I can help others. It's purely I did that, so I'm happy. So you keep that. In our life, keep happiness is so important, right? We have to, I already said the impermanent and some different things, but we need to keep happiness. Oh, it's impermanent, so that means we don't want to keep sadness in the mind. Those things we need to know and then work with them. And then especially this Vajrayana practice, we need a pure perception. Especially our Vajrayana practitioners need a pure perception. The pure perception has two benefits. the pure perception help others, and the pure perception help your circumstance, and also pure perception help to yourself. If you are being like a pure perception, that means the best pure perception is you see the sisters, oh, they are drunkenness. Really, they are seed of compassion. Females are such a wonderful, wonderful compassionate. Even though female of cow, female of dog, they unconditionally love their child. They took their baby over the 9 months, and after they give birth, and then they take care to them. Their babies did not pay anything. Right now we say, if you don't pay me, then I don't want to work. We say that. The baby never paid to their moms, right? Babies never paid. Still keep here. Why they cry? I don't know. The baby of a cow and the dogs cry, or human babies cry. That means when they keep in the mother's womb, the power of mother's compassion. That's where they pretty happy here. So that's where first they come out of this there, then they are suffering. So that's where they cry. Only their language is cry, but mother take care to them, right? And then male, we see the brothers, practitioner of brothers. They are Yidam deities. Their body has thousands of the Yidam deities, thousands of bodhisattvas. They have the Buddha natures. So that is excellent perception. When you see the Dharma brothers, sisters, first, oh, how about his, how about his eyes, how about his nose, how about his something like that? That is worldly thinking. Worldly thinking means that is usually we just eyes just see like that, ears just heard the kind of different words, but we first in order to. First, we try to see them Yidam deities. We don't look, they are normal people. That is number one. Then, if we are very difficult, of course, we cannot see Yidam deities on the brothers and sisters' body. If I cannot visualize Yidam deities during my meditation. If you are like that, then it's so difficult to see the Yidam deities on the body, right? That moment, your best way of thinking is you give compassion and bodhicitta to them. Just you see why each and every steps are for the sake of happiness. Even the ants, they are going so fast, right? For the happiness, really. Birds, they eat their food. At the same time, they look at the sky and pick up one, like a barley seed, one seed, and then look different ways. For what? For the sake of happiness. So that's where automatically you can give after you notice those things, automatically you can give love, autistic love, and compassion. And then third is if you cannot do both of these, and then still you think more positive, then your mind, you can lead. Sometimes you can teach to your mind. That means, for example, you read different books and you see different people and you communicate with the different people, that moment you focus more positive. You focus more positive direction. Then that makes really help you. If you focus negative, then slowly you are familiar on that. Then you see one person at the center, you see the one negative thing. Then you spend with that person 1 hour, you are so tired. If you stay with, spend with that person 30 minutes, you'll feel it's 1 hour. It's so long. So then it's so hard to sit in the together, and then it just sometimes we too much. How to say? Keep negative things in the mind. Entirely, we cannot see any good things. Then through this way, then it's just suffering on self. Really, on self just suffering. Then nobody can help you. Nobody, even though someone don't know about that things. So that's where physically you can laughing or smiling, or you can do that or not. But in mentally keep always smiling, right? In the mentally really, then that makes lots of help, and it makes lots of help for the healthy, wealthy, everything's, and then we get many friends. Wherever we go, then easily can get friends. And so this is especially our Vajrayana practitioners need to know about those things, and we then the Dharma practice, the benefit of practice is like that. We think motivate more for others, but benefit on self. We don't want to think, oh, I need benefit. Don't want to think, but do these actions. Then we have that benefit. So right now, what I say, for me, honestly, I can't do 100% that, but I am trying. So we all try to do that. And so if we do positive or negative, if we be on the negative 1 month, then we become like a negative. Negative means there's a pessimism and optimism. So where you go, still we are in the middle. It's not deal with the age. It's not deal with the male and the female. It's not deal with the monks or not. It's not deal with the nun or not. It's not deal with practitioner or not. Everybody need to know. If you are not Buddhist, still this is really helpful. It's really helpful. You check, for example, you check 1 week. Only 2 weeks you check. 1 week, actually that is hard to say, but if you analyze like that, 1 week you stay with negative. You heard other sound, oh, this sound is horrible. You see people's action, it is terrible, right? And you see some situations, it is so the kind of the lots of negatives. You stay that, and then after 1 week later, you examine yourself how was it going. If you project more negative side, is any can help others or not? It does not, right? And then you check by yourself, what is your result? It's no, sure, there's no good result. And another week you stay with positive. Even though someone used some harsh word or something is not so good things, usually, but or naturally. But so you try to transform into the positive. Then after 1 week, you check by yourself. If you can change others or not, you check yourself how about this result. Then you figure that out. Especially if you want to be great Vajrayana practitioner, you need this thinking. Fundamentally, you need this thinking. Because we say 5 afflictive emotions or 5 poisons are 5 wisdoms. If normally you cannot do that things, then how that on this stage suddenly how can do, right? For example, angry emotion transform into the wisdom, clearly wisdom. How? It's so difficult. If you cannot learn ABCD, suddenly you try to make sentence. It's hard, right? Same like that. So that's where we all try. We all try to improve day by day. And sometimes we see some activities or some practice are very low. Just we see like that, but we don't look like that. Some simple things, some small things has more benefits. For example, water maybe. Water and fruits, juice. Water, no, we have no, normally we have no problems. Because if I don't buy water in the shopping center, I get water. So every day I drink water, morning to during the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Always I drink water. I don't want to buy it, but I go to the shopping center, then I buy juice. It's expensive. I just buy. I buy that. I drink that. But if we real research about this, which things more help me? It's water makes more help me. Without water, how is our body? Right? Our blood is related with water in among the elements. So that's where water is very important. But it's every day we get, and we just look at simple. That's where sometimes we don't see the benefit of water. That's where we don't want to pay the money for the water. That's where we don't look the value of water. We don't see value of water, but we just buy some juice, and then we read this notice. Oh, it is makes something like that. So that is sometimes it's true, but sometimes we don't look down simple object. They help a lot. So we become Vajrayana practitioners, but sometimes small things help a lot. So like that, and then I really confess in front of the Buddha and the Yidam deities and the Dharma brothers and sisters if I teach wrong things, if I made a wrong sentence in English, and I really, please be patient. I try to do best, but something if I know something I don't know through this way, any kind of I made a mistakes or I make a mistakes, I really confess. And then thank you so much to John here for Dharma talk, join this Dharma talk, and so now I conclude. Today is maybe another Sunday may not have this morning introduced for maybe this month or next month. So that's where today I love to dedicate. During the dedicate, let us know and the past Buddhas and future Buddhas and present Buddhas. And past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, what they did practice, and present Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and Dharma brothers and sisters, what they are practicing, and future Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Dharma brothers and sisters, what they will practice, all the virtues we gathering together, and then we dedicate to welful Mother Sentient beings. Thank you so much. Sunam de tamje zubanye, tamne nibe dana baze, jega nanche balon drobaye, zibon zolen droba yo, yamba bawe jadar jamba dang, kunda zamba de yen. Deda gunje jesu dalo je gewan deda tanje rado. Thank you so much. Any questions? If not clear from this teaching, you ask some question. Yeah, definitely.
So, I really appreciate the reminder that everything you do can infuse with bodhicitta. So a rule is just a rule, but if you put a bodhicitta in, it makes a lot of meaning. And can you say more about you had said we're practicing the middle way. And can you say more about how we are the middle way? How what we do or how our life is the middle way?
How we be in middle way, right?
Yes.
Yes, there's the Buddha taught 84,000 different scriptures. So that's our for the sake of the our practice, right? So among them, the equanimity. The equanimity is the best way to join the middle way. Actually, it is the middle way. So equanimity is, for example, during our practice, especially we practice Yidam deities, Vajrayana practice. That moment, sometimes we appearance good things. For example, Yidam deities, suddenly we appearance, and then they, in order to we see Yidam deities, and then they bless us, or sometimes our mind just become Yidam deities. We have these experiences. That moment we don't attachment with them. And sometimes it's like a miracle, right? Miracle. Like a serious thing appearance. During our meditation, then there's very serious things. It's so difficult to meditate. It's angry emotions come, arise angry emotion, and it's more become like a sensitive. Even though I meditate, my friend here cough, then I'm so angry. And then if stay in the temple outside windy and the windows little bit move, it's angry. And then sometimes just own self angry, or sometimes it's arise attachment, it's a desire, it's unbelievable desire come, and sometimes it's jealous. Oh, he or she greatly practice, or he or she get great advice from teachers, masters, something like that. Sometimes feel sad. So during the practice, they are different. Or sometimes it's appearances are like a ghost. We say ghost, right? So scared. We are so scared. We start to meditate. At the same time, this like a face of a ghost appearance, and so scared. So those things are unbalanced. So during the Vajrayana practice, then we make equal. Don't attachment and don't scared and don't reject, kind of the aversion, right? This is during the Vajrayana practice. And then second means if we join the practice compassion and bodhicitta, especially bodhicitta. most of the times what happened is people stay peacefully, tranquilly, sit, meditate, and that moment sometimes we rejoice. Oh, their practice will be increased. And sometimes the compassion is people really getting sick and people really getting problems. Then we feel compassion with them. Normally people working, doing something, just be nothing, right? So don't do like that. Whether people practice sit very tranquilly, peacefully, or people just eating or just walking or something, that moment also we can give bodhicitta. There's one story, one master in Tibet, he actually, this story, he passed away in the centuries ago. Then he see the normal people, then he cry. But someone really gets serious situations, he do not cry. Then his sister asked to him, "You are so funny. Other masters, they saw the people and the other lives get suffering, they cry. But you just see normal people, normal kind of situations, you cry. May it has some reasons. What is this?" She asked him. Then he said, that means people who are healthy, especially healthy and wealthy people see, then he cry. So then she asked him this question. Then he said, if someone fall down from like a mountain rock, or they fall down, then whether I cry or not, they fall down. But someone falling down, or someone almost ready to fall down, but they just hold one bunch of grass. They don't unwilling to fall down. In order to, they don't love to fall down. That's why they hope to come back from this situation. Then he similar. Someone have good health, good wealth. They forget Dharma practice. They forget next life. That's where then he automatically feel compassion and love. So then he automatically he cry. So that is also similar that we not always need to see people who are not only people, living beings who are suffering. Whether it's who are suffering or not suffering, it's equally we give compassion. Equally we give the loving kindness or artistic love. That is also equanimity. We mentally sit in the middle way, right? And then, for example, this is a special practice. The friend, we heard this word that at some time is repeated. We have some. It's close, right? The power of this word makes like a turn face inside. Enemies is a little bit far, right? At some, perhaps we back step, one step, or perhaps they need to back step. Like this feel we have. Enemies is serious. Friend is more like a love. This is the worldly thinking. But the way of our Dharma practice, this will be equal. Friend and enemies, they are equal. Especially during the preliminary practice. During that time we visualize Yidam's gurus. That moments, sometimes we visualize one's body, one's mind is Yidam guru, but then in front has behind up there different Yidam deities, but in front has parents, right? And right side, the enemies, and the left side has friends. So that means equal. We don't reject the enemies, and we not particularly adopt the friends. So between the friends and the enemies make it equal. And then there are many things, but if we don't have particularly enemies, yeah, we all have lots of friends, we don't have particularly enemies. But good words and bad words, that's daily life we heard. Good words and bad words. We heard good words, oh, wonderful, good words. Bad words, oh. So that makes turn on and turn off, right? Our mind. So the words we try to make a balance. If someone say you are very good, you are a great practitioner, you are a great knowledgeable, you are a great spiritual teacher, they say, of course we say thank you so much. If they say it's like that, then still just say that is not good behavior, good act. So we can say respectfully thank you so much, and in the mentally rejoice their motivation, and then it's transformed into Dharma, right? And someone says, "Oh, you did this, you made this wrong sentence," and you teach that, but I think you don't have these abilities to teach like that. And you have no this knowledge, kind of this harsh words. They use any kind of thousands of harsh words that cannot make upside, So, oh, thank you so much. You use those things. I learn from that. Next, I want to fix them. Thank you, right? From these things, I rejoice. Thank you, rejoice, and then make it go. So that's our how to keep balance. Thank you. Wonderful question. Thank you so much. Any other questions? If you have questions, we have a few more times. May not have, right? Okay, thank you so much.